Welcome everybody to the Tuesday, April 28th, 2025 Town Council meeting. If you will please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you'll continue standing while we say the invocation, we have Pastor Steve Salvis from the Grace Community Church.
Thank you, sir. Let's bow our heads and pray together. Father in heaven, thank you for the day. And thank you for your grace. Thank you for our mayor and the men and women of our town council whom you have placed here for a purpose. Bless them, please, as they serve you and as they serve the people of Hilton Head Island. Lord, the agenda is packed today with presentations and reports and new business. Please grant wisdom to our mayor and the council as they receive information and make informed decisions for the good of the people here. And please bless those who have signed up to express their thoughts and opinions. Thank you for their caring for the island enough to be here. Lord, I ask a special blessing on our council as they recognize Child Abuse Awareness Month with a proclamation. Thank you so much for that. And thank you especially for those who are on the front lines in the fight to protect children. Please, dear God, bless parents. Keep them vigilant. Please, dear God, please bless our police officers, child abuse detectives, child protective service workers, teachers, counselors, and others who carry the heavy burden of ensuring our children are safe from physical and sexual abuse. Protect them mentally and emotionally. And most importantly, please protect our children, Lord. Please protect them. May civility rule the day. May your peace and protection be upon us all. I pray this all in the name of Jesus, whose resurrection we celebrate in just a few days. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Mr. Orlando, do we have any additions, alterations to the agenda today?
No, sir.
We have a motion to accept the agenda as is. We have a second. We have a first and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. So moved, 7-0. Next, we have the regular meeting minutes of March 18th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. So moved, 7-0. Next, we'll move on to the town manager's report. Mr. Orlando.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, members of the public. Just a couple of items today. First, on March 29th, the town hosted a 3-phase community cleanup event across a few neighborhoods. There was a street sweep and mobile recycling in the Jonesville neighborhood. There was a large debris pickup in the Muddy Creek neighborhood. And then we helped with historic cemetery cleanup in the historic Spanish Wells and Amelia White Cemetery. So, of course, all of that wasn't on our end and on our own. We worked with the Hilton Head Island MLK Committee for Justice and a whole bunch of other volunteers. According to our calculations, on Jonesville alone, there was somewhere between 300 to 500 pounds of trash removed and about 175 pounds of recyclables, which is bottles and cans. That's pretty heavy. And then Muddy Creek bulk pickup, somewhere to be, they say, it's a little range, but between 15 to 18 tons of bulk item waste collected, 3 to 5 tons of bulk metals for recycling, and 3 tons of yard waste. So more than 20 volunteers. I know members of town council were there. I was out of town, but it was great to get back here and hear about the great news that with that cleanup. I'm seeing if Lena's here. I don't see Lena in the room, but Lena Fan, our employment manager, has attained her senior professional in HR, her SPHR certification offered by the Human Resources Certification Institute. And it recognizes Lena as a credentialed HR leader and demonstrates her experience and abilities in strategic HR planning and policy making. So we're proud of Lena and really appreciate her. A couple more. Office, I didn't see Natalie here either. It was a light crowd tonight, but that's fine. The next art display outside the town council chambers here is starting to take shape. Everything's removed, but the next art display will show off the artistic abilities of town staff or members of their immediate family. And so I'll invite all of you as well, if you have any art that you've created, please let us know. Photography, painting, sculpture, ceramic glass, the works are included. So look forward to that. And then last but not least, I do see Mr. Coaxum sitting back there. Derek has been hard at it. I have had a lot of folks let me know that they appreciate the town's attention to detail with our landscaping. And it's not just planting new plants, but it's cleaning up areas of our island that needed it, including the area where the Stony Oaks are, Squire Pope and William Hilton Parkway intersection. That's just one, but that has been Derek's project from the get-go with some other help. But I just want to make sure that we all say thanks, Derek, and you're doing a great job. That concludes my report, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Next, we'll move on to the annual report from the Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeal. Mr. Nix.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In the calendar year 2024, the Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals held one meeting. During this time, the board heard one appeal request and 0 variance requests. There was an appeal by Mr. Michael Pullen with respect to the building code officials' determination of wood blocking. The appeal was denied 6-0. We had no variance hearings. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now we'll hear from Mr. Karstens with Design Review Board's annual report. Mr. Karstens.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Chairman. I got to say, this is the first time standing in front of y'all, so I appreciate it. Yes, 2024 was a busy year for the DRB. I'm here on behalf of Todd Theodore, Tom Parker, Patty Pastor, Megan Fitzpatrick, and my vice chair, Annette Lippert. We did have 20 meetings. During this time, we reviewed 20 applications for new development, 18 applications for alterations, additions, 5 applications for signs that required DRB review. If you're not familiar enough, DRB reviews everything that pretty much is on the perimeter of the island or on our main corridors and thoroughfares. Of note should be we had a final review for the high school project, which is well underway. And we had a conceptual review for South Beach Marina in Sea Pines, which it too is underway now that it got final this year. So lots of good things. I will say that I spent time on Planning Commission, and I'm enjoying my time on DRB because it is kind of the last step before things really get going. So appreciate it. And we welcome any questions or comments you all may have at our meetings or in between. So awesome. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you have a question, Ms. Bryson?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for your service and to your board as well. We really appreciate what you do. As we go through review of the land management ordinance and district planning, we have heard before from Design Review Board about challenges with our LMO. And I personally would like to hear from you again, especially based on the number of hearings you've had, about where we need improvements so that we can tend to those. So a personal request from me, Mayor, and I hope that other council members would join in that request, because I think they can be very helpful. They see it up close and personal and can tell us what's working and what is not.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, Missy Lewick gave us a presentation on the progress of what staff's been doing, and it will tie hand in hand with the review of the design review guide as well. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Next, I will be presenting a proclamation declaring Child Abuse Awareness Month. We have Louise Dawson from Hopeful Horizons and Megan Buss from Kappa. Y'all come on up. Or I'll come on down.
Town of Hilton Head Island Proclamation. Whereas South Carolina's future prosperity is dependent on nurturing the healthy development of the 1.1 million children currently residing in diverse communities across our state. And whereas all children deserve to have the safe, stable, nurturing homes and communities they need to foster their healthy growth and development. And whereas in fiscal year 2024, there were 7,663 children in founded investigations of child maltreatment in South Carolina. Just way too much. And whereas child abuse is a public health issue with the serious societal consequences, as data shows the link between the abuse and neglect of children and a wide range of costly medical, emotional, psychological, and behavioral problems into adulthood. And whereas preventing child abuse and neglect must be a priority that requires individuals, families, youth service organizations, faith-based group, businesses, government agencies, and everyone that make our community to support this physical, emotional, and educational development of all children and their families. And whereas effective child abuse prevention exists in communities that provide parents with the social support, knowledge of parenting and child development, and concrete resources they need to cope with the stress and nurture their children, help to ensure that all children can grow to their full potential. Now, therefore, I, Alan R. Perry, Mayor of Hilton Head Island, in conjunction with Hopeful Horizons Child Abuse Prevention Association, CAPA, and support service programs around the state, designate the month of April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month, while urging all citizens to dedicate themselves to protect the quality of life of every child. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So next we will move on to reports from town council. First up, we have general reports. Anybody have any general reports at this time? Ms. Becker.
Just a quick comment. We are blessed to have our grandchildren here this week. And as we are going around the island doing all the things that we love to do and had done with their parents, well, not both their parents, but in any case, our daughter when she was young, I'm reminded of why this job of sitting on town council is so important, to protect and preserve what makes this island special for the future generations. If you look at it through a child's eye, you'll remember why it is that we live on Hilton Head and why we work so hard, and I hope everyone will join us in protecting it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other general reports? Ms. Bryson?
Sir, I'm reminded that this month, April 22nd, is Earth Day. Picking up on what Ms. Becker has been talking about, we value the environment here. I urge you to go out and plant a tree or at least hug one. And there are a number of activities planned for Earth Day. The town's participating in those. Particularly go to Outside Foundation's website and see all kind of activities for Earth Day on April 22nd. And Mayor, I'm sure someone's going to talk about this little party we have going on next week. RBC Heritage Tournament is here. And I'd urge everyone, as I tell my family members, have fun and be safe. And let's celebrate this signature event that gives wonderful exposure to our community and what we have to offer. So go golfers, and I'm going to duck my head when I'm on the fairway.
All right, any other general reports? I do have a couple. First of all, Ms. Bryson, back to your comment earlier about incorporating the different committees into the LMO rewrite. That is something that we will be bringing forward to pull those chairs in. So as those, that is rewritten, that they were part of that conversation, so we can definitely have their input. Also, Mr. Orlando, I just want to bring to your attention that while council has all received many emails from our neighbors within Beaufort County, I would like to ask you to bring to committee a request for a Beaufort County beach pass, excluding the area of Islanders Beach Park, to see how that we can integrate that going forward, because we have 14,000 people that come over here to work every day, and we need to show them the same love that they're showing us by coming over. And I think it is the right thing to do, so I'd like for that to come back to committee for review. Okay, and then lastly, we do have the Heritage coming in next week, 57 years, and it is a great opportunity to see great golf, but also to help support our local charities, because the foundation
does an amazing job of providing services to our nonprofits throughout the community. So with that, we will move on to individual reports. Ms. Becker, Low Country Area Transportation Study.
I will submit a written report to be added to the minutes for this meeting in the coming days. I've been a little bit busy with the girls here, so not prepared on that one right now.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Mr. Alfred, Low Country Council of Governments.
Yes, I attended an indoctrination meeting for new members about a week and a half ago in Yemassee. Learned a little bit about what the Low Country Council of Government does. It essentially works in 4 or 5 different areas, aging being the one that takes most of their effort, but they also engage in workforce development, economic development, planning and transportation across the 4-county area, mostly in the more rural parts of those counties. One of the things of interest to me was their role in transportation, along with LATS, which Ms. Becker just reported on. Those 2 agencies get $13.5 million every year to work on transportation matters. Much of that money currently is going to US 17, and they also, in the transportation arena, engage currently in 8 corridor studies. So that's my indoctrination into that organization.
All right, thank you. Ms. Bryson, Southern Low Country Regional Board.
You skip that airports board.
Did I, oh, Ms. Tunner, I'm sorry, Airports Board.
That's okay, because our meeting is on Thursday.
And that's why you skipped over. I apologize, Mayor. So yes, the Southern Low Country Regional Board met on Tuesday, March 25. A number of items on the agenda. For those that don't know, it's a regional sharing or think tank, including Beaufort County, Jasper County, City of Beaufort, Town of Bluffton, City of Hardyville, Town of Hilton Head Island, Town of Port Royal, Town of Ridgeland, and Town of Yemassee. And the meetings vary between Hardyville and Bluffton. So at this meeting, the new business, including an update on the results of the plastic bag survey by Beaufort County. County Council Chair reported that they wanted to have more responses, especially from businesses. So they extended that time period through the end of March. After they gather results, they'll be having community meetings to determine what, if anything, to do with the current ordinance regulating plastic bags. We also had a wonderful presentation by Claude Hicks, the Executive Director of the Beaufort Jasper Housing Trust. And I have shared with our town council members the presentations from the before Soloco board, and the public can see those. They're found on the the City of Hardyville website. So I commend those to your review. But very interesting about the challenges and demands for housing, not just in our communities within this region, but also nationwide. And I understand that we will be having Mr. Hicks come and make a presentation before our town council in the near future. In addition, another topic which the board has been considering is child care. And Mr. Olander Lewis brought a presentation regarding a draft resolution asking the various local governments to consider support of a child care and early learning demonstration project. And I will pass along this resolution to the mayor and town manager for review and seeing if we want to consider that on a future agenda. In addition, there was an extensive report on the Growth Boundaries Subcommittee composed. This arose out of planning directors from the various jurisdictions and looking at the impact of growth and on infrastructure throughout our area. Also commend that report to your viewing. I think it's very enlightening to see what is going on beyond our limits, especially with regard to the area around Hardyville and Jasper County and the amount of growth there and the demand on infrastructure, which will also create a demand on our town as well. So I think we need to pay particular attention to that and to that report. In addition, there was a request by Mayor Harry Williams, who chairs the board, to create a new subcommittee of Soloco to look at a 20-year plan development for all jurisdictions, where individual jurisdictions would consider their own plan. Tom Lennox, former town council member Tom Lennox, is chairing that process, and there will be a report for more information on that at the next meeting of Soloco, which is on Earth Day, April 22nd, at the town of Bluffton. And also on that agenda will be a presentation by the town of Bluffton with regard to its new ordinance amendment to protect wetlands. And, sir, that's my report.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brown, Island Recreation Association.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The pool dome is down and spring swim lessons have started. Rec Soccer Plus is a new soccer training program for youth soccer players. Girls Youth Spring Volleyball has 25 players. Senior day trips continue to be the most popular program this spring. Wingfest had a perfect weather day. Over 8,000 pounds of wings were consumed. I'm glad I wasn't there now. Easter Extravaganza is on Saturday, April 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Shelter Cove Park. The outdoor rec staff will lead on Earth Day event on Tuesday, April 22nd from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Sailing and Rowing Center. And special thanks to the Wexford Foundation, made possible for the Rec Center to offer a free family fun day on Saturday, May 3rd from noon to 3 p.m. at the Rec Center to include games, bouncy houses, summer sports, camp signups, and climbing wall, fitness classes, and much more. That's my report, sir.
All right, thank you. So I'll report on the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. We discussed Gullah Chamber Cultural Community Center over on St. Helena. And there was some funding that's been provided by the South Carolina Parks and Recreation for that potential. We also discussed the budget, which is 11% increase over 2025. Exploring purchase of land in Whale Branch, anywhere between 58 and 124 acres for commercial development. Grant request from the Gullah Farmers Co-op with a $25,000 grant approval. We awarded $48,000 to the Nursing Retention Program to help support 16 jobs in the area. And there were some other properties out in the Beaufort area, and that's really about all for now. There'll be more information coming on some other projects. So we will go back to Gullah Geechee Historic Neighborhoods Community Development Corporation. Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir. The CDC met on March 19th. Two items. One was to get an update on our wayfinding solution. And the second item was the fiscal year 2026 budget. It passed unanimously, and it will be before full council as we go through our budget process.
Okay. Community Service and Public Safety, Ms. Becker.
Thank you. So we have an upcoming meeting on April 21st that I encourage all of everyone to attend. Your comments are welcome at those meetings, and I also encourage the rest of our town council members who are not part of the committee to attend as well. We will be undertaking consideration of an ordinance regarding the restriction on dogs from the area towns defined beach near Fish Hall Creek. That's a requirement because of the beach renourishment and getting our permit. Additionally, we'll be looking at amending the residential base zoning district standards, particularly for workforce housing programs related to North Point. Additionally, we will be looking at some design standards for new construction management and amending the current design regulations and requirement for open space. And lastly, we'll be looking to approve a resolution or to move forward a resolution for non-exclusive drainage and utility easement agreement with Beaufort County for a project. And so I hope that you can join us at 10 a.m. on April 21st and look forward to seeing you there.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Brown, Finance Administrative Committee.
Yes, I joined Councilwoman Becker in inviting all of the council members to attend our next F&A meeting on April 29th. As we continue to move along, I'm not quite sure we can keep calling ourselves a new council, but everybody's expertise is what makes the end product that much better. So with that being said, we will be discussing the following items on that April 29th meeting. There'll be a presentation of the fiscal year 26 Destination Marketing Organization Plan and Budget by our DMO. We also will consider an ordinance of the Town of Hilton Head Island amending Municipal Code Section 2-5-60, dealing with committees of council. Consideration of an ordinance of the Town Council of Town of Hilton Head amending Municipal Code 1-5-10, dealing with general penalty and continuing violations. Consideration of an ordinance of the Town of Hilton Head amending the Municipal Code 10-2-60, dealing with short-term rental violations. And lastly, consideration of an ordinance of the Town of Hilton Head amending Municipal Code Title 12, Chapter 3, dealing with parking. So lots on that agenda. Please attend. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now we'll move on to new business. We have consideration of an ordinance to authorize the execution and delivery of an easement for ingress and egress to Cordillo Courts and the Hedges, encumbering real property located at 104 Cordillo Parkway, owned by the Town of Hilton Head Island. This item was previously recommended with a 3-0 vote from the Community Service and Public Safety Committee to be forwarded to Town Council for approval. Mr. Colon.
Thank you, Mayor, Town Council, Town Manager. I do want to reiterate, this was vetted at committee, it was approved unanimously. Kim, can you put the illustration up for the Cordillo Courts? So the town acquired property back in 2002. You can see on this graphic, the property that the town owns highlighted with a red surround, red outline. Cordillo Courts is on either side and to the rear. And then the Hedges, they're known as Sea Cabin 1 and Sea Cabin 2 back in the day when we acquired the property. There's been no formal agreement for access, although there's been an informal agreement for access across the town's property. This just cleans up that and provides legal documentation, providing access to both of those communities. I do want to say, if approved today, it will come back for second reading on, I believe it's May 20th. There's also a sign agreement that went to committee as well. That requires a resolution, and so if this is supported by council tonight, come back for second reading along with the sign resolution at the May 20th meeting. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
First and second. Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, any discussion from council? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. So moved, 7-0. Awesome, thank you. Let's see, now we'll move on to resolution of town council of authorizing the acquisition of 3 parcels from the Main Street Property Owners Association. Again, Mr. Cola.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. I guess I'm the cleaner today. This is another item that we'd like to get cleaned up. So, as you recall, the town acquired the Main Street, the portion that was owned by the Hilton Head, or I'm sorry, the Main Street Property Owners Association. Town acquired that in November of 2023. There were some additional remnant properties that were not acquired at that time, one of which was identified by our stormwater team. Kim, can you put the graphic up showing the properties? So the property, it's highlighted in yellow over here. It's adjacent to a drainage channel that runs underneath William Hilton Parkway and connects to the Jarvis Creek pump station. So our stormwater team, knowing that this did not come with a transfer of the Main Street right-of-way, including the laterals, requested that we receive this property. I worked with Curtis Coltrane, and he worked with Kent Eddy with the POA. And in that process, they identified that there's 2 other properties located over here. It's actually one parcel. It's a one parcel identification number, one parcel that was bifurcated by Main Street. But it's a total of 3 properties that remained in control of the POA. They'd like to convey all of those to town council. We talked briefly in exec session about accepting these, and this is a resolution to accept the properties and fold those into the town's inventory.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A first and a second. Kim, anybody sign up to speak on this? Nope, thank you. Any discussion from council?
And Mayor, we are not paying any money for this transfer.
No, they're being donated to the town. Yes, ma'am.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand. So moved, 7-0. Next, we'll move on to public comment. Non-agenda items of the section with public comment. Section 2-5-70 of the town's code limits each person to 1 3-minute comment when addressing council. At the end of your 3 minutes, you're asked to conclude your comments. Please maintain a decorum suitable for the meeting and refrain from using any profane, abusive, or obscene language. If you have any materials you would like to give to town council, please give them to the town clerk after you are finished speaking. Kimberly, do we have anybody signed up to speak?
We have one comment today.
Okay.
John Floyd.
Thank you, council members, for taking the time to make things wonderful, what we love about Hilton Head and protecting it for the future. This is my first time speaking, so I do have 3 items. I'd like to get through those first, kind of put it out there and then figure out who might be able to respond. One of them is thank you very much for the beach parking paid initiative you've done. Considering the average drink price here on Hilton Head is 10 to 12 bucks when you can add tip and so forth. The $3 per hour, $15 per day, very reasonable. It costs 10 bucks a day just across the bridge getting to Jekyll Island. So that's something to keep on our whole bridge project going forward. I would like to recommend, with the new parking lot being built at Enchiladas, that actually be paid, since the town is creating quite an expense to make that additional parking. So that's the parking one. Housing, workforce housing. What's the progress on converting underutilized hotel rooms for workforce housing? When I was talking to one of your colleagues on that Jonesville cleanup day, they mentioned that there's a code that maybe some of the hotel rooms are too small for full-time, long-term housing. But I would also like to say that that's probably a better alternative than some of the options that people are taking. Since power, heat, air conditioning, water, sewer hookups, they're already there. You have 24-hour people taking care of the property, as well as administration, ground staff, and so forth. So that's the workforce housing. And then finally, public safety. Does anyone have a comment on whether the town is looking at a Hilton Head Island dedicated police force? Because if they are, it seems like that might be a little duplicity, and whether it would be more efficient and cost effective to perhaps fund more Beaufort County sheriffs, as opposed to creating the expense of building a large building, having administration staff, chiefs, and specialists. So those are the 3. Looks like I got a minute.
You still got time? You got a minute to speak.
Now I'll let you guys help, or
somebody from staff will get back with you.
Those.
Somebody from staff will get back with you.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Thank you very much for my time.
Awesome, thank you.
That's all.
Okay. Mr. Orlando, do we have a need for executive session?
Yes, sir. As shown on the agenda, items 10A, 10B, and 10C.
We have a motion to go in executive session.
So moved for the purposes set forth under item 10 on our agenda.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. We're in executive session. Thank you.
Second.
All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. We are out of executive session. Mr. Brown, do we have any action coming out of executive session?
No, sir.
No, sir. So, with nothing else on the agenda, we are adjourned.